This is the official YouTube page for Make It Train. What's up YouTube? Welcome to vlog number 16. As you can see, we are on the road again, so I figured what better time than now to take you through my top tips to stay on track while traveling. So as you see, this needs to happen before you get to the airport or your end destination. So my first tip coming at you is make sure that you go on that trip prepared with all sorts of different healthy snack options. So the first thing that I do is I get individually packaged protein. And again, the reason that I do this is not so much because I love this particular brand, but more because it's really awkward to walk through security with a big bag of white powder. So I find this is a better alternative. The second thing that I would suggest having is some sort of protein bar or meal replacement option. For me, I've really been enjoying these MRE bars. So this is kind of what I've been on a kick for, but again, there's so many options out there. Grab whatever works for you. And finally, I like to have some form of healthy fat. So for me, it's these 100-calorie pre-packaged almonds and walnuts. Again, you can get, a different blend. You could get just walnuts, just almonds, totally up to you. But the reason I like to have a healthy fat option is because you can usually find a readily available healthy carbohydrate option, such as fruit at the hotel that you might be staying at or in the airport. So I find that if you cover these bases with your predetermined decisions, you can find a healthy carb option and you're good to go. So without further ado, let's get this vlog started. All right, travel tip number 2 coming at you guys. This is a little bit more of personal preference. For me, I like to fast, especially on my morning flights. So if you're like me and you like to do that, a good trick is to consume something with caffeine. So for me, it was some Dunkin' coffee. You could do this with tea. You could do this with a diet soda. Anything that you want that'll curb your appetite a little bit till you get to your end destination. Next tip coming at you, start the first 30 minutes of your day with direct sunlight exposure. So what this is going to do is this is going to set the circadian rhythm in the body, which tells your body that it's time to be awake and to produce energy. If you want to couple that with some light exercise, you could go for a light walk, you could do some yoga or some movement in the morning, but the key is to get 30 minutes of direct sunlight. All right, next travel tip coming at you. Look up your menus before you get to a restaurant. So almost all restaurants, minus the little small mom and pop shops, will have full nutrition info. Now, whether you want to count macros while you're on your trip or not is up to you. I'm not personally doing it, but I do recommend you check out a menu to make sure what you think you're eating is actually clean and healthy and know what the caloric intake as well as the macro breakdown is on that. So we're gonna go grab a bite at this place called Delish, which is a really cool kind of trendy spot in AZ. So what I did is I actually pulled the menu up beforehand to see what the nutritional intake of all these different meals is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this AZ burrito, which you could see right here. There's the breakdown of calories, fats, sodium, all that good stuff. So what I'm gonna do is, if you notice, the AZ burrito is a touch high in sodium. So it's got about 1,200 milligrams of sodium. So in terms of daily intake, you want to keep your sodium intake to 2,300 milligrams or below. So if I eat this as is, that's going to put me at about half of my sodium intake for the day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually remove the cheese from this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add grilled chicken to it. That's going to bring the sodium level down a little bit, bring my protein levels up a tad. And now we've got a very well-balanced meal that is still healthy. I can still go out and enjoy it on my trip and stay on track. Next travel tip coming at you. Weather pending, make sure you walk to as many places as you can while you're on your trip, whether it's going out to eat, whether it's to the gym. There's no need to drive. Walking is going to do 2 things. The first, it's going to allow you to increase your step count for the day. And the second, if you're going to a restaurant, which we are, is going to allow you to better digest your food when you get done eating by having this light walking back to your vehicle, back to your apartment, back to your hotel, wherever you're staying at. So increase that step count, better digest your food, and walk as much as you can. Next travel tip to stay fit while away, get out of the house and do something that you can't normally do where you live. For us, this is a long hike today. My next travel tip is to factor in your alcohol and keep track of how many calories you're consuming from beverages alone. So for me, when I travel, I like to have a few beverages, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. So understanding how alcohol calories add up and how to figure them out becomes pretty crucial. So if you take a standard light beer, it could be any light beer, you're gonna know that this contains roughly 100 calories. Now, if you look at a label on a light beer, you'll notice that there's no nutritional information listed. It's because it's not required. So you have to do a little bit of math on your end, which is totally fine. So one light beer contains roughly 100 calories, and we count all of these calories from the carbohydrate category. So one light beer equals 100 calories or 25 grams of carbohydrates. So if you know that you're going to consume 3 beers in that given day or that evening, whatever it may be, you need to factor in 300 calories or 75 grams of carbohydrates. So if you're somebody who's counting macros, if you're somebody who's following a strict diet plan, it becomes a pretty simple math equation. 3 light beers equals the removal of 300 calories or 75 grams of carbohydrates. So you simply just deduct 300 calories worth of food for that given day in the carbohydrate category, and you'll make sure that you don't overconsume your caloric ceiling for that day.
All right, next tip for staying healthy while on vacation, get to the gym. Find a new gym. What I like to do is I like to Google and see what cool, notable gyms are in the area that I'm visiting, and then I'll go visit that. So we are at Independence Gym in Scottsdale, Arizona, one of my personal favorites. If you're ever down here, check it out. The tip though is get your butt in the gym, find a new cool gym, do something different.
I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog and found some helpful tips to stay fit while traveling. If you have any further questions, please drop them in the comments below and I'll get them answered for you. Until next time.